Chemix lab needs to make 500 liters of a 34% acid solution for a customer. The lab has 25% and 50% acid solutions available to make the order. How many liters of each solution should be mixed to make 34% solution? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with highlighting first the important information. We need 500 liters, which is our volume. That's the total volume that we need. And it's got to be at a percentage of 34% acid. Also, the second thing that we know, that the lab only has 25% and 50% acid solution. So it has to create with this mixture, a new concentration of 34%. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with defining the variables. And when we define the variables, let X represent the volume, because we don't know how much of each solution we're going to have of the 25% solution. And let Y represent the volume of the 50% solution. Step number 2 is to get our equations, and our equations, the very first equation is going to come from the volume. And the volume is, I don't know how much each part is, but I'm going to get the equation of X plus Y is equal to 500. And the second equation is going to be coming from the concentration. And the concentration comes from this 25, this 50, and this 34%. So the concentration is 0.25 times X plus 0.50 times Y equals, and this is what you need to know how to do, is you need to take this 500 and you need to take this 34 and you need to multiply them together for the concentration. So you need to do 500 times 0.34, which gives me 170. And this 170 is what comes down into this equation right here. So now we have our linear system, 2 equations with 2 unknowns. You could use substitution, but my personal choice for this is to use elimination. And I'm going to start this solution. I'm going to start with equation number 2, and I'm going to multiply equation number 2 by 100. What that gives me, that gives me 25x plus 50y is equal to 17,000. Then what I'm going to do is, in order to eliminate, I need to have the same number. So now I'm going to take equation number 1. I'm going to multiply equation number 1 by 25. And when I multiply equation number 1 by 25, then I will have 25x plus 25y is equal to 12,500. So now I have 2 equations with 2 unknowns. For elimination, what I can do now is I can subtract. And when I subtract, I will get 25 minus 25 is 0x. That's gone. It has been eliminated. 50 minus 25 gives me 25y. And 17,000 minus 12,500 gives me 4,500. I'm going to divide both sides by 25. And then that gives me an answer of y equals 180. And when you go back up to the question, this 180 is y, which is the 50% solution. Now that we know what y is, we can go back and figure out for step number 3, sub y equals 180 into equation number 1, and we're going to solve for x. So it's going to be x plus 180 equals 500. X equals 500 minus 180. And then x is going to be a value of 320. And this is for the 25% solution. That's the volume required. Next step, what we need to do is we need to do our check. Step number 4 is to do our check. The first check that we're going to do is the volume. X plus y. X plus y is 320 plus 180, and that gives me 500. So I know that the volume works. And then the next check has to come from the concentration. So the concentration, I'm going to have the 25% solution, and I have 320 liters of this, which gives me 80. I have the 50% solution, 180 liters of this, which gives me 90. That adds to 170. And I have to look at the total concentration, which is 0.34 times 500, which gives me 170. So when I look at my checks, all of my checks work out. Step number 5, last step, is to write our conclusion. And the conclusion is, therefore, 320 liters of the 25% solution and 180 liters of the 50% solution is required. And that's it. We are finished.
That was easy.